Hello everyone, welcome back. So, the last time I built a mob sorter was quite a while ago. Almost, not quite a year ago, I think. Last summer, summer of 2012. And that one took me a couple months to build because my goal was to build it without redstone, to have it work in any biome, and have it be really accurate. But then, recently, recently, Etho was working on a redstone powered mob sorter, and I thought, maybe instead of having a no redstone all biome thing, I should just try and make a redstone one. So I did. This one took me quite a while shorter, a little less than half a day to build, whereas the other one took a couple weeks. But basically, this part is inspired by Etho. The skeleton part is inspired by Etho, but really that's about it. So it doesn't work all the time. Oh, slash difficulty normal. Oh, no. It doesn't work all the time, or at least okay. It works most of the time. I haven't seen a case where it hasn't worked yet. If you do watch what it does, it's kind of sketchy, but it still works. So, we're going to put a skeleton, a zombie, a creeper, a zombie, a creeper, and a skeleton. And you'll see what I mean by sketchy soon. So, that flips, skeleton falls in. He doesn't do anything, obviously, because he has nowhere to go, but the zombie sees the villager, and he comes over here into this lane. Now the creeper is scared of the ocelot, and there's this giant patch of land for him right now, but as you can see, he was headed down the zombie lane, and now he actually is headed down the zombie lane, so that's a bad example, but here, watch this. I hope. The block comes up, and the creeper tries to go that way, because he wants to go to the land over here. That was also a bad example. Okay, but in general, what happens is he wants to come here. The creeper wants to come here. The creeper is the sketchiest part, right? Because the creeper wants to come here. So he drops down, and our intended path for the creeper is down the middle. But he gets caught in this current. He gets caught in the current to come over here. But he really wants to go to this patch of land, so he tries to fight the current and come back, and since the block comes up here, most of the time he gets stuck in there and manages to make his way over there. Obviously, in this case, it didn't work, but let's see if it does work later. Difficulty peaceful / difficulty normal. Alright. So now let's see if it actually does work. Believe me, it does work. I've tested it quite a few times. This is actually the first time it didn't work. Oh, let's add another creeper in. The zombie is intended to come down this way, and if the reason that the villager is staggered over here is because if it were right over there, the zombie would want to go down to the middle as well. As you can see, the creeper actually made it where it was supposed to go this time. That's a derpy creeper. But as you can see, the creeper is fighting the current and headed that way. So eventually the creepers will make it over there. As you can see, here's the expected result. Most of the time this is what comes out. The creepers will come down here, and we're waiting on the second one. Come on, yep. So this is what the typical result is. I don't know what happened the first time, honestly, but it is fallible because I don't actually have, as you can see, the redstone here is basically, I have a clock, let's see, 4, 3, 12 times 4 is 48, so I have a 48 tick clock here, and it starts over here. You trigger the trapdoor, and then you also trigger this one. I'm not quite sure why that works, but it does, so I'm not going to argue with it. But along this line, you have 4 ticks of delay, Nothing. This is just a buffer, basically, because here we have a pulse extender, which is just repeater block, and it extends the pulse for 8 ticks, I believe. And so if you didn't have this repeater here, the signal would just loop back and it would be a feedback loop. And then we have here another 4 ticks of delay. Powers this block, powers the redstone underneath, and then another pulse extender for another 4 ticks. And then it just goes to this piston. So it is quite sketchy. I don't know why this one works, but for the zombie one is a lot more reasonable. Because he has to fall and then see the villager, we give it 24 ticks of delay. So from here to here, and then it runs down this line, and we have a whole line of pulse extenders right here, 4 of them, and the actual redstone line. And basically the pulse extenders are just to keep this up for a decent amount of time so that the zombie will actually follow the current. So that one actually had reason behind it. It wasn't just like a timing guess. I actually designed this for the timing. And then off this one is the skeleton release. Basically, because the skeleton is probably going to be standing still, you want it to pull out right before the next one comes in to minimize any case of a creeper being derpy and just standing there. So right before, I think this is actually a little after, we have this running down, the wire running down here, powers the block, which powers the repeater, 4 ticks of delay on this repeater, another 4 ticks of delay on this repeater, running to an inverter which runs to this piston, which is the skeleton one. And if you watch, nope, that's not what I wanted to put in there. So we'll put a skeleton in there, and as you can see, the trapdoor will flash, and then the piston will pull out. Whoops, that was a bad example. Wow, that's some pretty big lag. But anyway, the piston will pull out and retract right before the trapdoor opens, so it gives the maximum amount of time for derpy creepers to get out of there. So let's watch this creeper make his path. He will fall down. Scared of the cat, he tries to run to the platform. He squeezes himself past that block. He's fighting to get down the middle, and now he's gotten down the middle. So of course, since I've got pistons rising and falling, the water flow is going to change, and that's why I have this water here, because if you don't have the water here, the zombies are going to come down this path, the block is going to rise, and there's going to be no water here, so they're just going to try and like fight back to the the villager, and this water here prevents that from happening. Also, the water here doesn't interfere with the current that pulls the zombie this way, so that's pretty nice. And for the creeper lane, as you'll notice, the creepers try to fight and walk back here. I'll put a creeper in so you can see. Oh man, that's a lot of slimes. But anyway, watch the creeper very carefully. So he's going to fall down. The trapdoor only lets one through. He's going to walk here, and he's going to come this way first, and then the block is going to come up, so he's going to go that way, but then the block there is going to come up. Oh, come on, creeper. You can do it. I believe in you. You know what? You suck. You suck. Oh, that was bad. Oh. You know, I noticed that the system gets worse the more it lags. Clear. Wait, is it weather clear? Weather clear 1,000,000. / weather off. No. / weather tab clear. Yes, thank you. Okay. Anyway, time set day. So apparently this system does get worse with lag, but we have our creeper coming down. Da-dun, da-dun. He's going to fall down and try to run down that path. the middle path. As you can see, the block comes up, so he tries, and now you see he's resisting the current. So basically what we have here is a drop water current, so he drops into here and just this water flow pushes him in. So as this emphasized, I still don't know why it didn't work quite as well. I'm guessing it was the lag, but oh yeah, monostable circuit. Anyway, I still can't tell why it didn't work as well as planned, but normally it does pretty well. Oops, / difficulty peaceful. Okay. So normally it works better, but I'm going to leave it with one final go. And then I'm just going to circle around so anyone who wants to build this can see how I designed it. So difficulty normal. Alright. So we're going to go creeper, skeleton. Oh wait, that was a zombie, skeleton, creeper, zombie, creeper, skeleton. And we'll watch them go. The creeper does not fare well when there is something pushing it. As you can see, that creeper is doing pretty well. So far, everything's making it. This is how it normally works. Oh, derpy creeper. That's what I wanted, to minimize the amount of derpy creepers. But anyway, it works pretty well when you aren't getting 18 or 17 frames per second, which is what I'm getting. Because I'm recording, obviously. But if you play this at like 30 or 40, it will do fine, absolutely fine. In fact, I'll even try to show you a clip where it does work perfectly. But for now, I will see you guys next time. So here's a case where it actually would work without a bunch of interference. We're stuffing a bunch of mobs in there. Creeper's the first one to go. And he runs off. He's off, fighting the current. He makes it into his own lane. Zombie comes next. Zombie goes to the side because he's chasing that villager down. Skeleton doesn't do anything, so he just falls down. Zombie comes to the side. He goes sideways to track the villager. He makes it into his own lane. The creeper trying to get into his own lane, and he makes it. So that's what typically happens if you're getting a good frame rate. If you're not, or your server is lagging, or your world is lagging, or whatever is lagging, you get a lower percentage of it being perfect. As you can see, we have our perfect drops here. 2 creepers, 2 zombies, a skeleton. Perfect. So that's what happens when it's functioning normally. So I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.